turn the households into the nation. If you can't turn a household into a nation, how can you build one? Is not a nation a combination of households? So you keep working at it. And if they get too strong in that household against nation building, you step out of that household. Build your strength, go right back in with some more nation building. That's the real battle. Those are the real challenges, the individuals that we're confronting. And if you got to go and find households with people who are more about nation building, you build strength at those places so that you can muster up that strength and go back into the other ones and topple the white supremacist mindset. That's what it's about. The white supremacist mindset is toppled when everybody's home becomes a temple. When everybody's home gets converted to nation building, nation headquarters. That's when our whole community has been taken back from the European. When everybody is now waking up, changing their lifestyle, changing their diet. And we got that's the real battle. When everybody is saying, you know what, instead of giving my money to this European, giving my money to this lying pimp pastor, we can have free health care on a natural level for all of our people. Man. Instead of depending on the CTA, we can take all this money that we're spending on gas and buying these vehicles that's just sitting up and buy us a busing system. We can take all these resources that we just utilize and spend in the clubs, and we can create centers where we can have conscious liberty. Y'all hear the point I'm making? But where does those resources come from? Out of nowhere, some mysterious donator just gives us millions of dollars and disappears into the vanishing darkness? No. Those people that you've impacted by having strong character 24 hours a day said, you know what, I'm going to help now. We can't do it all ourselves. But it will be more than ourselves when we can sincerely impact others by maintaining positions of strong character. Now, I've done a lot. And I'm very technologically savvy. But I was unable to put my videos on YouTube. To make that move, I couldn't do it. Because all I know about how to burn stuff off the video, and we all got a lot of knowledge. But the knowledge that we have as a group, y'all don't hear what I'm saying, when we're willing to work together, is always going to outdo the knowledge of the individual. Can't no individual do what a group can do. One individual does not have access to the pool of knowledge of the mastermind of a group. So when we come together as a group, each person is times that group. 1 time 15. You know what I'm saying? 1 time 20, 1 time 30, 1 time 40, 1 time 50. So now we're capable of doing more. But we don't do more by organizing this little weak fake group of individuals saying, well, you're going to be over this committee and you're going to be over this committee and nobody even show up. But by us doing as much as we can as an individual until that determination bleeds over to other individuals. Y'all hear what I'm saying? It spills over. We don't come and try to organize a half-minded, half-assed person. Later for that. Give them a title and a badge and a uniform. We're not trying to organize half-minded, half-assed individuals. But by us being totally sincere and determined, that determination and sincerity becomes contagious. And then we attract individuals who are very secure and like-minded and strong, knowledgeable, efficient. And if they're not skillful, then their strong-mindedness makes them become more efficient, makes them study, learn, and become more. Because a nationalistic person with no skills is greater than a person who supports the white supremacist institution with a PhD, with every skill. Y'all hear the point I'm making? A black nationalistic person, skillless, is greater than a person who's a master at everything. Because all that they have mastered will not benefit their own nation. Thus, it ultimately will not benefit themselves and their own progeny. Because it's working for white supremacist institutions. So by being secure and being determined and working ourselves to the max, we got to work ourselves to the max. Literally. We will not have an efficient group. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying? We will not have an efficient group of people until we have exhausted our efficiency as individuals. It's a reality. There will be no efficient group till we have son. How you gonna get a group of people that's gonna willing to do all that they can do if you yourself ain't willing to do all that you want to do, all that you can do? If you ain't willing to work overtime and undertime and around time, then how you gonna attract individuals of that caliber? They gonna say the same thing you said. Well, I don't feel like doing that shit. Are they not gonna say the same thing that you gonna say? Mm-hmm. And if you ever get a strong group of efficient people that's gonna come together and work with you, where the slack of your labor is being taken up, it's because you exhausted yourself to that level. Not because you were lazy trying to depend on other people. Laziness attracts laziness. Y'all heard the point I'm making? Sloth attracts sloth. But if we're willing to work ourselves to the max and say, well, you know, all that we can do, forget who disagree with me, and because we can't get all these people to agree, and we can't wake all these people up and build this, I'm just going to stop right here. No. I'm going to do all that I can do. I'm not going to use other people's lack as an excuse for me not to work myself to the max. And many of us do that with nationalism. We say, since we ain't got no group and all these people ain't going to do this, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to give up on that and go back to the white man's institution. No. Just because there's nobody else means that you need to be doing more. Do you feel what I'm making? That's a better reason. Because nobody else is doing. If because nobody else was doing was the reason we could stop, then this is a hopeless situation for us. That means nobody's ever going to do right. Because nobody else doing it. Look like don't nobody else care. Shit, why should I care? And that's exactly the attitude. That's the collective attitude. That attitude has to change. And we got to max out our work ethic to the max. We got to work so hard that people say, well, I mean, this is a work hard group. Do you see the point I'm making? And they line up with that. It ain't going to be some lazy individual that just want to say, I did something, and we're going to build something with them. We ain't going to build nothing with them. I helped out on that committee and that campaign. I helped out on that. And that's it. I did something. We don't need I did something people. We need I can do everything people. You feel what I'm making? You get a group of people together that can do everything. Oh, it's going to be magnificent then. It's going to be magnificent. So thus, we had no people to work the camera. Set the camera up and worked it by myself. We had no people to label DVDs. Label every DVD by myself. Had no people editing and want to give up their professional equipment, along their computers and technology to make it a more efficient DVD ministry. Nobody volunteered and said, I'm going to put this on, I'm going to give this up. Damn it, I used everything I had. I didn't let other people not catching on put out the fire. Because I know the fires catch. That means I need to burn more vigorously. Do you feel what I'm making? But trust me, I get times I said, you know, this is moving slow. I sit here on this burner all day. I burn 100 DVDs. I was burning 300 DVDs a week. I was burning 100 DVDs a day on one burner. Sitting there after every single DVD. I said, damn, how am I going to beat the white supremacist structure at this rate? All that I can do seems not to be enough. The average person would say, I give up at this point. Not me, Jack. Put another one in. What I'm making? Let me put another one in. Matter of fact, let me sit this one up here so when another one burn out, I can go and just put another one in with that one. And just get a little system going here. Maybe I can learn about these computers and build my own burner. Do you see how I begin to start thinking out loud? I'm not going to let what others won't do define what I can do. But it's easy to say that. People not serious. They don't want to line up. Nobody want to do this, that. So just forget it. No, that ain't why you came to the planet. We came here to maximize our potential as individuals first, and then maximize our potential as a group second. Y'all hear the point that I'm making? And we need to maximize our potential within the group so we don't have a pity party. A pity party group. Well, I can't do it. You can't do it either, brother. No, I can't do it either. Y'all can't do it. No, none of us can do it. A pity party group. And versus a I'm doing all I can group. How much more can I do group? Literally. Because it's the small steps. They said one step is the journey of 1,000 miles. That small insignificant step with good intention, with willpower, is all that is needed. Those small steps add up. So don't think that the small contribution is insignificant, because that weighs over. If drops of water keep falling on that wall, eventually that wall is going to cave in from just little drops of water. That whole wall is coming down from just little drops of water. So every perceivably insignificant move by a conscious force is massive, because over time it begins to multiply. And that's when we have the sincerity of group effort. So those are the type of individuals that we need for nation building. Those are the type of individuals that we accept. Individuals that are that diligent, that desperate, and that hungry to see the condition of our people change. That is heaven for us. Because when we live in a condition where our people change, then now we in reality. Now instead of saying, wait a minute, this is just us with the herbs, it's a group of us with herbs. You feel what I'm making? Now, just due to our work, it's a group of us with resources. Only so much we can do. I can go buy 1 herb, 2 herbs, 3 herbs. But come together as a group of people, we got every herb you can imagine from here to China. So we need to wake up the masses of people in order to live in heaven as an individual. Do y'all hear the point I'm making? That's the purpose of waking them up. We're not waking them up because we're just some humanitarian zealots. Let's go out and just wake people up. We know logically that by waking them up, we live in an awakened society. That's the difference. We're not just going out talking about we just going to hug trees and just wake people up. This ain't the hippie movement. We know that when we wake people up, we have efficient relatives, family members, communal people, brethren and sistren who can help sustain a paradise that we have, as visionaries, we have already seen it manifest itself. So we're waking people up with that in mind, with the reality of that in mind, we're waking people up. Because they come back, they come along and say, well, I woke up, well, I see the reality, let me play my part in that, let me play my role in that. But we can't keep settling for less with people. We can't keep settling for less, saying, well, just because this person look and talk and seem conscious, I guess this will do. No. We got to work ourselves out of those situations. You can't look like or seem or might be conscious. You either are or you are not. There's no middle ground. There's no half conscious. If you accept half consciousness, then you yourself are half conscious. That's why. If we accept half consciousness out of others, now I'm not saying make the best out of all situations, circumstances, and relationships, but see them for what they are. If you got to use, a butter knife as a screwdriver, use it. But don't get to thinking a butter knife is a damn screwdriver. Now you're going crazy. You want to make it? Now you've gone crazy. We think a bad